Yo, what is up, y'all? Hope everyone is doing well. Since it's spooky season right now, officially spooky season, one of my favorite times of the year, I'm planning on uploading only horror-related videos for this entire month, alright? Starting with this one right here, so I hope y'all don't mind, and yeah, enjoy. So, I grew up watching a lot of horror movies, not like intentionally though. Like 7-year-old me would always like walk into the living room where my dad would be always like watching these like classic horror movies, and I end up like watching it with him without him knowing. Like I would sit next to the couch and he wouldn't see me because I was like 2'9" at the time. But anyways, because I grew up exposed to all these horror movies, I became desensitized by them, except for one though. Like this one will always haunt me to this day, and that is 500 Days of Summer, right? So yeah, do not watch it, do not look it up. It is the most horrifying movie you'll ever watch. But yeah, ever since I became desensitized to horror movies, I would always wonder like why horror movie victims are the way they are, right? Like every horror movie I've ever watched, the characters would always do the most brain dead thing, like they want to die or something, right? So it got me thinking, what if I was in like their shoes? Like how would I survive these horror movies? And that's what we're gonna be talking about today, you know? Horror movies I can definitely survive in. Alright, first up, we got Scream. Now, Scream is one of the most iconic horror movies ever made and one of my personal favorites, alright? So, in the Scream franchise, the movie's killer is a masked killer called Ghostface. No, not that one. Surviving Ghostface is low-key easy as fuck compared to like some of the other killers I'm about to list off today, and it's because it's a regular human, right? The whole premise of Scream is that Ghostface starts the murder off with a phone call. Now, either Ghostface is gonna ask you what your favorite scary movie is and then start harassing you on the phone, or like a drunk chop motherfucker at a bar, try to rizz you up and then harass you, right? Like, it's game of cat and mouse to them, and regardless, Ghostface is just gonna harass you in the end. Now, I don't know about y'all, but I'm easily surviving this one because I rarely pick up the phone nowadays, unless you're like one of the homies, because all of those annoying spam callers, you know? But once I see a number that I don't know, I'm straight up declining that shit. And since Ghostface is a regular human, you can literally Swiss cheese them, or give them like the old London treatment, or even smash a TV on their head. But the problem is that there's always at least 2 killers every time, and sometimes they be the folks that you're chilling with, so you know.
Why you call your homie? Why you call your homie?
And oh, one more thing. Stay away from Sydney Prescott, right? Like, there's a reason why Sydney is the final girl, and that reason is that everyone around her tends to end up dead, right? So whether you had like a personal relationship with her, or you're like just like an NPC within like 5 feet of her, you're gonna end up on a t-shirt or something, you know? So stay at least, I don't know, 500 yards away from Sydney. Next up, we got Child's Play. Now, Child's Play was the first ever horror movie I've ever watched, and it was the reason why I also had like a fear of dolls, because of its killer, Chucky. Now, before Chucky became a doll, he was a serial killer named Charles Lee Ray, who was wounded in a shootout with a police detective in a toy store, and then he transferred his soul into a good guy doll using voodoo and became the Chucky we all know and love. I guess. Now, looking back at it now, I low-key was a pussy, okay? Like, okay, I was 6 at the time, but still, I was a pussy because that's a doll, bro. If you don't have your homie holding that little motherfucker down and booting it to the moon like Justin Tucker, then you low-key deserve to die by him. Okay, I mean, it's a bit more complicated than that, and people tend to miss this little tiny detail, like, it's very important too, but when you're like dealing with Chucky, bro, according to his voodoo teacher, right, in the first movie, the only way you can destroy Chucky is if you attack his heart. So if you don't get like 1 or 2 of your homies to hold that little motherfucker down and have you stab him right in the heart, then all of you deserve to die by him. Like, it's not that hard unless all of y'all are like weaker than a doll, you know? Moving on, we got Nightmare on Elm Street. Now, this movie is also one of my favorite horror movies, right? It's literally a hood classic. Not the rest of them though, because it's low-key weird, but the first one, triple platinum in the hood, bro. But anyways, its killer is one of the most iconic horror movie villains ever created. If you've never heard of the name Freddy Krueger, a disfigured man with a burnt face, a striped sweater, a fedora, and a glove armed with razor blades on his fingers at least once in your life, then you're probably Amish or something, because who hasn't heard of Freddy Krueger at least once in their life? But anyways, unlike most horror movie killers, Freddy Krueger doesn't attack you in the real world. Well, at first anyways. He attacks you in your dreams, and if he kills you in your dreams, then you die in real life. So trying to survive this dude is low-key kind of tricky, not gonna lie, but it is possible though. One thing you can try is not sleep, okay, which I've been doing ever since I started college. But if you can't do that, then 2, you can try to pull him into the real world. So in the first movie, the main character Nancy defeats Freddy by pulling Bro into the real world, right? Now, once Bro is in the real world, he can be fought like an actual human. Alright, listen up, alright? So what I would do is, I'd have 5 YNs from Holly Park posted up in my room, right? I'd then go to sleep, baiting this motherfucker to come in my dreams, and once he enters, I pull his ass into the real world, then me and my 5 YNs from Holly Park switch cheese the fuck out of him into oblivion. Genius plan, right? Honestly, I don't even think Freddy would want to enter my dreams though. Like, that shit is low-key way too weird for him, I'm not gonna lie. Anyways, moving on next, we got the Halloween franchise and its killer, the infamous Mike Myers. No, not that Mike Myers.
Doc said Michael Myers.
This is Mike Myers.
It should be the Halloween mask.
This is a Halloween mask.
I'm talking about the one with the coveralls and white Captain Kirk mask and always holding that large kitchen knife. On Halloween night, 1963, a 6-year-old boy named Michael Myers murders his older sister for no reason at all. He was on some Black Force demon type of energy, alright? Now, Michael is then locked up at a sanitarium, and on Halloween's Eve, he escapes and starts a killing spree. Now, Michael Myers is just a man, right? But unlike Ghostface, this dude took a stab to the neck, he ate 6 bullets, he also falls off a balcony, and somehow he still manages to escape. And in the reboot, or the modern version I guess, or I don't know, it's a sequel to the original, but it's really confusing, right? In the modern version, I guess, he took out a whole squad of firefighters and he took out a whole town as well. Like, Evil did not die that night. So he's like basically a very durable old man, I guess. And well, you see, the townsfolk and the firefighters only try to 1v1 him as well, and those are like fatal mistakes right there. Because you got all of those weapons, all of those numbers, and y'all didn't even think about jumping bro all at once? Like, yeah, they all deserve to die, bro, just for that. So yeah, if you don't want to, or if you want to survive Halloween, then 1, don't live in Haddonfield, or don't live in Illinois in general, bro, unless you want to get switched up and die. And 2, stay away from the final girl, Laurie Strode, right? Like, Michael legit has like beef with her, like Michael Crabtree and Aqib Talib. So if you stay away from their beef, then I guess you won't be in the crossfire. Alright, moving on, we got my favorite horror franchise of all time, right? Now, this is my GOAT, bro. This is my Russell Westbrook, right? And that is Friday the 13th, with another infamous killer, Jason Voorhees. Well, he doesn't show up until the second movie, because in the first movie, you have to deal with his mother, Pamela Voorhees, right? Now, I have no idea how Mrs. Voorhees manages to catch like 10 bodies, bro. Like, she's just an old ass lady, bro. All you need to do is just pump her full of lead, pause, and do what Alice did to her and chop her head off. Or you know what, just straight up beat her ass, bro. That's an old ass lady. Now, her son Jason is who you should be worried about, right? Now, first up, we got human Jason from parts 2 through 4, I think. And this Jason is just a regular human, right? Like a strong regular human that can apparently crush a dude's head with his bare hands. Okay. I mean, all you need to do is stick together, not have premarital sex, grab a bunch of weapons, use his mom's decapitated head as a distraction, and then jump him, I guess? Like, I don't know how else you're supposed to stop him, bro. I mean, you can always try to find a car and drive away. I played Friday the 13th the game, so trust me, I know what it's like. And then you got like the undead Jason from part 6 and stuff, and we're also gonna ignore the Roy Burns Jason because that motherfucker is just a regular human. But anyways, yeah, you can't stop Jason from part 6 and onwards because he's undead, he's supernatural, and that motherfucker can teleport, bro. And then finally, you got the 2009 reboot Jason. Now, this motherfucker is horrifying, dude. Like, he's basically a survivalist or a hunter or something. And even, like, the worst part is, this motherfucker can run, too. So, yeah, you can't beat him either, unless you get, like, real lucky, I guess. And finally, you got the STD demon from It Follows. It's a supernatural curse. It's passed from, like, one person to another through sexual contact. And once you're infected, a mysterious, slow-moving entity starts following you. Now, surviving this is simple, right? Don't have sex, which I'm already doing, so yeah, that's about it. And I also just realized, bro, all those horror movies I list off on like how to survive it won't work if you're like me, alright? If you are a person of color, if you're a minority, bro, you are not surviving, bro. Black, Mexican, Asian, anything but white, bro, you're not surviving. So yeah, just throw out all those things I listed out the window, bro. It's wraps. But yeah, guys, if you enjoyed this video, leave a like, comment, share, and subscribe. I'm about to post more horror content these upcoming weeks. These upcoming weeks. But yeah, stay tuned, bro. I'll see you guys soon. Take care and peace.
Subscribe to my Chiga who is John 206. See you in the next video.
Mahoo.